Right. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I'm Abhi DhiYogi with another curation today of song stories and ideas about good ideas at work, to innovate, to be efficient, for managing time, tasks, and expectations. Because if we look at work, our pursuits professionally, we think about skill development and knowing this, knowing that, and these expertise or those expertise. But as a child, let's say 5th grader, or those who are in 10th or going to college or in college, right? If we were to think about those who are preparing for their professional pursuit, if I were to tell them, hey, what are the 3 most important things that you need to practice? It would be, I guess, to be able to catch, plant, and grow ideas in whatever you're doing. And in doing so, you're innovating. So be it playing a game or going to school or being with your friends, how do you catch good ideas? How do you plant them and how do you grow them? Would be one, I guess, art that I would encourage all of us to practice, right? And in order to, or after we catch an idea, plant it, and we're growing it, how to be efficient? And what does efficiency mean, even? Efficiency means, I guess, doing what we're doing in the least amount of time. So, I would say focusing the attention, right, on whatever we're doing would be another or the second art that I would recommend or encourage. So one is innovation or catching, planting, and growing ideas. Second is efficiency, which means giving our best attention to whatever we are doing so that we accomplish it in the least amount of time. And lastly, if we were to think about this, I don't know if it is an art or if it is a skill, on how we manage our time, how we manage our tasks within that time, and in doing so, how do we manage expectations with all those around us? So to innovate, to be efficient, and then managing one's time, tasks, and expectations. If we were to practice on these 3 in our pursuit in school or at home with our friends or hobbies, I think it enables us to succeed in our pursuits at work or professional pursuits per se. So we'll take each one of these brainstorm these points or ideas, these 3 ideas that we talked about after this song. ये दूरियां इन राहों की दूरियां, इन सांसों की दूरियां, फना हो सभी दूरियां। ये दूरियां इन राहों की दूरियां, इन सांसों की दूरियां, फना हो सभी दूरियां। क्यों कोई पास है, क्यों कोई दूर, कोई न जाने यहाँ पर। पास या दूर में जा रहा मैं हूँ कहाँ पे न जानूं मैं। ये दूरियां इन राहों की दूरियां, इन सांसों की दूरियां, फना हो सभी दूरियां। So how do you catch a good idea? Because ideas come and go to each one of us. You might see something in a magazine or a TV and say, I had that same idea, but you don't know where it went. So ideas come to all of us, the same ideas, but some of us catch it. How? It's by getting into a practice of writing down your ideas. It might be then and there, plugging it into your phone or into the meeting or somewhere where it's a reminder, yeah? Meeting means calendar, yeah? Or self-emailing, making notes, I don't know, different channels. But whatever idea comes, hey, you know what? I got that idea. Good, bad, leave it. I got it. Write it down. When we write it down, or per se catch it, we can look at how to plant it. So in order to plant the idea, this is the most difficult part, because I used to say, or I used to think, once I get the idea, I can't share it with anyone. I have to work on it or not work on it. That's a different story. But if I share it, they're going to copy it. And you know what used to happen? Those ideas never got planted. they collected dust. So on the contrary, if I take the written idea and I say, hey, you know what? Okay, let me start working on this. So what do? I start the easiest. Talk about it with others. And in doing so, you know what I realized? The idea got planted. You know where? Here. In me. So when I come and talk to you about an idea, maybe it may get planted in you as well, because it may be a good idea that you'd like to embrace or follow or work upon. But more importantly, whenever I talk about it or express it or share it, it gets planted within me. And as it got planted within me, then I started working on it, one day at a time. So catching was easy, writing it down somewhere, but sharing was a little bit more difficult, which helped me plant it so that it grows. But then working on it, after overcoming my fear, that someone may copy it, which, they may, by the way. But, there's a beauty with copied idea or original idea. The person who owns the idea, only in that one, the idea grows. Others may copy it and make a few quick bucks as well, no problem. But the idea finally blooms in the one who owns it. And the reason it blooms in the one who owns it is usually they work on this idea whenever time permits. It may be all the time or sometime. And the result that comes may be positive or negative. There might be days that we say, voila, this is so cool. And there might be those days where we are like, let's just drop all this. Why am I even bothering with this? Let me stop. When things don't go our way. And then again you wake up and you look in the mirror. What am I going to be doing today? And you remember your idea. You say, well, it's been all unsuccessful so far. Do I want to continue on this idea? Or just drop it? Because so many failures. And what we realize is, if we continue on the idea, every failure that happened yesterday is a lesson for today. For me to improve upon as I work on this idea. So in innovation per se, at work, which can start at a very early age as a kid, as a practice of catching idea, which gets us into a habit of taking down notes and writing key points in a discussion or whenever they come. It might be in the middle of the night. And when we share them with our colleagues and with those who are close to us, it gets planted within us. And since we own it, some of those ideas may have positive or negative results, but since we own it and we keep working on it, but in turn what that enables us to do is start seeing the lesson in each movement and in every result. And when we practice this, right, we develop or grow to be a little bit innovative than who we were yesterday. Thank you. We'll continue on the second point after this song. ಮುಂಜಾನೆ ಮಂಜಲ್ಲಿ ಮುಸ್ಸಂಜೆ ತಿಳಿ ತಂಪಲ್ಲಿ ಓಲುವೆ ನೀಯಲ್ಲಿ ಹುಡುಗಾಟ ನಿನ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ನನ್ನ ಎದೆ ಒಳಗೆ ಇಳಿದು ಜನ್ಮಾನದ ಮೌನ ಮುರಿದು ಬಿಸಿ ಉಸಿರನ್ನು ಬಗದು ನಿತ್ತು ಉಸಿರನ್ನು ತಗದು ನೀವೊಮ್ಮೆ ಆವರಿಸು ನೀ ಬೇಗೆ ಈ ಹರಿಸು ಜನ್ಮಾನದ ಉಲ್ಲಾಸನಿ ಕುಂತಲ್ಲೂ ನೀನೆ ನಿಂತಲ್ಲೂ ನೀನೆ ಎಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲೂ ನೀನೆ ಸಖಿ ನಾಳೆಗಳು ನೀನೆ ನೆನ್ನೆಗಳು ನೀನೆ ಎಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲೂ ನೀನೆ ಸಖಿ ನನ್ನ ನಾಳೆಗಳು ನೀನೆ ನೆನ್ನೆಗಳು ನೀನೆ ಎಂದೆಂದು ನೀನೆ ಸಖಿ ಆವರಿಸು ಮತುಂಬಿ ಆವರಿಸು ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾತಲ್ಲಿ So we talked about catching, planting and growing ideas and how that enables us to get into a habit or a practice of writing key points or key ideas that come to us. Sharing these good ideas with others without fear of losing them, but in turn, they get planted. And lastly, with whatever happens, how do we learn from the result so we can grow that idea, which makes us look at every situation differently, good or bad, positive or negative. We start looking at it to see the lesson that will help our idea. And before we embark on efficiency, yeah, what is a good idea? Any idea that helps me grow, right? We're all humans. So anything that helps me grow will eventually help others grow, or the idea that helps others also grow. And lastly, complements the environment or the nature around us. Holistic or sustainable, as they say. So this one idea that may come to us, let's say starting a restaurant, right? Why? Because, I need to make money to pay the bills. May grow into an idea that says, how can I give the most healthiest food to my patrons who come in? And in doing so, you're helping them as well. And then it may grow into, hey, you know what? How do I source from the farmers who grow sustainably, right? With no chemicals, etc., that is grown naturally, fresh. And in doing so, you're helping, complementing the nature, the environment, and also the community. So any idea that helps me grow, and it can start that way, make your money, make whatever, but then there comes a time when, how does this idea help others? Can I give the best food? Can I give the best service? And lastly, how is this idea helping Mother Nature? That's a good idea. One that helps me, others, and Mother Nature. And as we talk about efficiency, yeah, which is doing what we were doing in the least amount of time. And how? By bringing our attention to whatever we are doing, like playing the guitar. How do I play my guitar the best that I can? Is by being attentive. And what does being attentive mean? Being present. Very difficult. Because I wander all around. As I'm playing the guitar, I'm thinking about this or that. As I'm doing this or that, I'm thinking about the guitar. If I'm on a holiday, I'm thinking about work. If I'm working, then I'm thinking about holiday. I guess which seems to be the nature of my mind, yeah? But attention. Through all this flickering, like a candle in the wind. How do I remain attentive? And share this light that I might have. Just like writing down an idea, sharing it, and then learning from the result. To be attentive in the present, in the here and now. We have to bring our attention or get our focus onto our breath. And we come into the present. Sometimes I count my breath because I'm all over the place. But bringing my attention to my breath helps me to be in the present. And in the present, whatever I'm doing, a guitar, talking, right? Singing seems to flow out efficiently, more perfectly than I would have if, let's say, I wasn't paying attention to my breath. So if I'm in a classroom and it's boring, right? Or in a meeting that's I consider boring, by bringing my attention to my breath and maybe just counting them, I become attentive, especially in those situations where I might have been ineffective or inefficient or inattentive. And when I'm attentive, it's amazing how that enables me to catch an idea, plant it and grow it, because I'm there in the present. Because the ideas come in the present moment. They don't come, I got them or I'll get them in the future. No, everything is happening in the here and now. Getting an idea, planting it, growing it, everything is happening in the here and now. So, as I become more and more attentive, I am anchored in the here and now. And how do I become attentive and efficient, per se? By bringing our focus to our breath, which enables us to come into the here and now, so we can give the best of our ideas, share the best of our ideas, work on the best of our ideas, conducive to that moment and that situation. And in doing so, we become efficient, per se, yeah? Because we're giving our best. And we're doing things in the most effective way, in the least amount of time. Thank you. How about a song? Waves, all just waves. You and me, babe. These bees, birds and hay. Waves. From the stars to the moon, from the rocks to the mountains, waves. What's near and far, friend? Waves, everything in between. I've dived deep only to surface. I've touched your shore only to retreat. Waves, this love and hate. Waves, Is there anything else? You know, this being with the breath, for perfection or efficiency. By bringing our attention to our breath, seems easy. But if you were to ask me what is the one word or the skill or the practice, is acceptance. That is the practice. Just like how writing down catches an idea, talking about it plants it, and then trying to learn the lesson from every result helps us grow that idea. In order to be in the present, the skill or the practice needed is acceptance. And what does that even mean? There are so many things that happen, good or bad. Having the ability to accept it. Accept it meaning not forcibly or anything, but after careful thought, whatever we want to do, analysis, comprehending, bifurcating, bisecting, autopsy, whatever you want to do, with whatever has happened. Do it, but then how can we accept it? Each one to their own, Similarly, people may say something, do something that hurts us. How do we accept that? Each, again, different modes for each one. I wish there was a single word that could help me say, hey, you know what, if you do this, then you're in acceptance, but it'll be a catch-22 because in order to be in the present moment, you have to be accepting. And if you want to be accepting whatever is happening in the present moment, then you have to be in the present moment, focused on your breath. So it seems like a catch-22, but I guess where words fail, it can only be experienced. One breath at a time, one step at a time, one experience at a time. So in acceptance, I find myself to be anchored in the present moment. And accepting this or that is difficult. Accepting others for whatever they do, say, etc., difficult. But accepting my own thoughts, my own dysfunctions, the most difficult. Because I always think I'm perfect. Everything I say is perfect. Everything I do is perfect. Everything I think is perfect. Not necessarily. But we all feel that way. But in acceptance, lastly, where we start accepting our own dysfunctions, it's not easy. How can I be not perfect? How could I have said something that was hurtful to others? How could I have done that? And not to feel guilty about it or carry that forward, but more so with acceptance. Hey, I did that, and I'm sorry. Or I said that, and I'm sorry. Or I thought like that, I'm sorry. Acceptance is that. It's not about a confession to someone or again another ego right per se, but acceptance is about me accepting this is what I felt, this is what I thought, this is what I did, whatever may be the reason may be, and it wasn't my best, or this is the lesson I learned from it, to do better next time. So in acceptance, we start seeing the lesson in the result that is happening in this present moment. And that in turn helps us grow the idea that we have planted and firms that idea a little bit more in us. And lastly, helps us catch ideas that will help us grow this idea a little bit better. See how everything is a full circle there? But if I think about it, I'll go in circles and I guess drive myself crazy, if that's the word. You can't think about these things, but take one step. As attentive as I can, in whatever direction it may be. And it'll automatically make me realize all these things. The acceptance, the attention, the breath, the ideas. So how to be efficient? Be attentive. How to be attentive? Be accepting. And what happens when we are in the mode of acceptance and working on our ideas, learning from every result? We'll talk about it maybe after this song. My love, your love, all one love. My love, your love, all one love. Love, love, fall in love. Love, love, with love, 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 for love. Smiles, tears, hopes, fears, all are born from this love. What I get, all that's lost, friend. Everything is meant to merge one day into love, love, love. I'm in love, love, love. You're in love, 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 all in one, love. So as we are in the present moment, in the here and now, accepting whatever, we realize we start giving our best. And what is that best? Words filled with love, actions filled with love, and maybe thoughts filled with love or ideas filled with love. And what are these ideas filled with love? Well, the ideas that are selfless, meaning the one that help me, the one that help others and you, and hopefully those that complement Mother Nature. And words that would communicate those ideas become words filled with love. When I act on those ideas, they become random acts of kindness and love. So, being in this moment, in the here and now, in the mode of acceptance of whatever comes our way, we realize we give love to whatever we have accepted, even our own dysfunctions. For we realize here and now is filled with love, nothing else. It's full of love. And when we are in this mode of giving our best and learning from the rest, in the mode of acceptance here and now, we manage our time the best. Why? Because rather than thinking about, I'll do this tomorrow, or I'll do this later, or manage or think about my schedule, right? What are we doing? We're in the here and now, and we're giving it our best. So if it means planning for the week, we're attentive, giving it our best, because we're full of love, right? And we have accepted, these are the things that went wrong in this week. What do I need to work around, and what do I need to do? Because we have accepted those results versus going round and round in that loop, yeah? Or this happened, that happened, so and so said that. No, that's happened, bygone. What do I learn from it? Okay, so what do I do this week? So managing time, managing one's schedule, when in the here and now, becomes really easy. And the reminders, on our calendar or using technology or diaries, is basically come to the here and now so you can focus on this particular priority or idea or task. That is what it becomes. The reminder is not to do something and you know what, I have to do that. No. The reminder is come into the here and now. Accept that you find this boring and whatever. And in doing so, your focus and attention comes to your breath. And what do I need to do? I have to pay attention to whatever is being taught. That I don't understand squat. Don't worry about it. Just focus on being in the here and now and on your breath. Accepting that you're bored. Not that the lecture is boring or the teacher is boring, or vice versa, in the meeting the presentation is boring, or I don't like that person, right? Focusing on, hey, you know what? It's time for me to be in the here and now, in this present moment. See the presentation, okay? And you'll start getting ideas because you're in the here and now. You'll see that that presentation or that class or whatever you're going through, which may not be as entertaining as I am here with the guitar and whatnot. Again, tooting my own horn, I guess, but you know what I'm saying, yeah? Everything is not entertaining and cool, even this show or whatever I'm doing right now. It might put some people to sleep. That's not the point. The point is, if I bring my attention to my breath, accepting, I may learn something from everyone and everything. So managing one's time becomes easy with acceptance and being in the here and now. And if we manage our time, doing multiple things with different people becomes easy because we are working as a team, as a family, as a community. So if I say I'm going to show up at 10 a.m. somewhere for some work, show up on time. That's the least that I can do, least. And then once I'm there at that time, give my best to be present and work. And then when I take a break, be present in the break and take a full break. Don't think about work, right? But when I'm working, give it my best to solve whatever the challenge at hand. And just being in the present moment, we will solve that problem. We will do the best because guess what? We are accepting the results so we can learn from them, getting ideas to help this idea that we planted. and catching good ideas that will eventually help this idea that we're working on. Fascinating, yeah? My head starts spinning, as I go around in circles sometimes, trying to find a solution. And then I take a breath. And another. And I find my solution eventually. Sometimes it takes days, and sometimes an hour, or sometimes a minute, and sometimes weeks or months. But it comes. But the whole point of time, task, and expectation management is to be in the here and now. If you're in the here and now, in the accepting mode, you're going to manage your time also very well, because you're going to be effective. Whatever that work might be. It might be even planning your week, but you'll do it in the best way. But once you plan your week, you'll move on to the next one. Whatever is on the task in the next hour. And by showing up on time and trying to get things done on time and communicating with others, what you're working on and your ideas and what is, challenges and what not, you're going to manage expectations. So showing up on time, doing things on time, giving our best by being there in the moment, whatever we are doing, that is managing our tasks. Those two things help us manage expectations of others who are dependent on us, be it at work or home. Paying bills on time, right? One thing. Showing up on time for an event that might be at home, right? Or someone who's been working on that. Helping them, supporting them in time. Helps us to manage expectations and helps us become one, finally, with everyone and everything around us. And we find our sense of belonging, be it the organization or team that we work for, or be it the family with whom we grow. When we respect our time and give our best to whatever our responsibilities and our tasks are, and communicate them effectively, we manage expectations. But out of all that, what is the result? We find our sense of belonging, the oneness with everyone and everything around us. So, for those students who are in college or school, catching, planting, and growing ideas by writing them down, sharing, discussing, and then learning from every result will help you focus on ideas that help you grow, others grow, and complement the Mother Nature, which is the good idea, yeah? Whatever may be the pursuit. And trying to practice this, we realize the best of the ideas come in the now, here, in the present moment. And how to be in the present moment the most effective and efficient? By focusing on our breath, bringing our attention to our breath. We become more accepting of whatever is happening, from which we learn again to give our best. So in trying to be efficient and effective, we become attentive. And how to be attentive? By giving our best to whatever we are doing in the now and learning from the rest, which again helps us with growing ideas. And the simple trick, because we flicker, bring your attention to the breath. And if you lose it, don't worry about it. Don't get frustrated. Just bring it back. Accept it. Hey, you know what? I flickered. No problem. Let me again bring it back. And focus. That's it. It's a lifelong practice. And where that leads us to, in our pursuits at work or school or home, we manage our time because we're being effective and efficient in the here and now, in our planning, in our execution, and whatever our responsibilities, in our communication with others. Hey, this is what I'm doing. I'm facing these problems, but these are the ideas, and I'll be getting this done so and so, time or date. Because if we think, we're all connected in time and space, yeah? Space being work, home, hobbies, friends, right? Time being at that time. So showing up on time for something or some activity or work is the least that we can do. Coming from someone who always shows up late to the parties, by the way, still working on it. Sharing what we are doing and our ideas and where we are helps us with our task because we might get other ideas and help. But most importantly, it helps to manage expectations because we're all one team, one organization, one family, one universe. So the sense of belonging and oneness starts growing as we practice managing our time, our tasks, and expectations. Thank you for being here today. I'm Abhi DhiYogi again, and for the past concerts or books that you may read or watch, visit abhi.dhiyogi.org. And every day at 12 noon Chicago time, I'm here. And for that link, also please visit the same website, abhi.dhiyogi.org. Catch up with you soon.